I have my own theory about what they're going to find, but I haven't seen anybody else talk about it, I don't think.
What do you think?
Lay it on us.
So, I had thought of this before, but I mostly thought about it like as a thought, like, oh, that would be funny if that's the case. But now I'm kind of wondering if the person or thing that runs the TBA is another Loki variant.
Oh, I definitely feel like we're meeting Superior Loki.
Yeah, no, I know you mentioned that, but I didn't know if you meant like that he or I guess it could be a she, it could be another female Loki, is running the thing.
Oh, yeah, because the rest of them said they never met another female or a female Loki.
Yeah.
Mm.
They did drop that.
I didn't
Yeah.
even notice that. Oh, they did. All the Lokis did just say, "Oh, wow!"
They're
I was
like,
so
no,
distracted.
gross.
Literally,
like
literally, a
they
whole, a whole
offended.
realm, of misogyny. Misogyny doesn't exist anywhere else but the end of time. The one place where everything dies, misogyny doesn't. Um, good job, Marvel. Um, yeah, I actually agree with that. I think that is who we're gonna. I think even if we find Kang in there, they're gonna somehow retcon Kang to being Loki. I feel like everything and everybody that we've seen on the show is Loki.
I also thought it would be kind of funny if it turned out that I know you mentioned Ravana might be, but if Mobius turns out to be a Loki variant.
I agree. I think that he is indeed a Loki. I just feel like everyone. He literally says it. If you throw a penny here, you hit a Loki.
Just it turns out that every single character that showed up at any point just was another version of Loki.
I mean, it is,
Literally,
the show is called Loki, so.
literally. Did you guys care about Mobius arriving how he did? It was so perfectly timed with no setup whatsoever. Like literally no setup whatsoever. Touching moment too, Loki and Mobius embracing.
Oh yeah.
Well, that it could explain, that could be evidence for him being a Loki because he's, to our knowledge, the only non-Loki person who showed up in that place that we saw.
Lokis do survive. Mm. Where do you guys think Mobius goes from here? Where do we see him episode 6? Because we saw beat Hunter. What was it, Hunter B-15? We did see what happened to her.
Yeah.
Where do we think we're going with Mobius back to the TBA?
Maybe he tries to start a revolution, starts informing the other workers there that they're actually variants.
We're definitely gonna get like our jet ski answer for sure.
Oh, we're definitely getting a jet ski cameo.
But I was like, okay, I was a little confused. Like, how does he know how to drive? Like, they don't drive in the TVA. They just pop in.
Well, I guess he's been alive for a ridiculously long period of time. Maybe at some point he just decided, you know what, I'm going to teach myself how to drive.
But then wouldn't he just like be able to go hop in a jet ski? Because remember, Ravana said that like we can hop in any timeline or any time
Yeah.
period if you want.
Mm-hmm.
There's another in that episode too with Loki and Sylvie. You know the whole like blanket scene?
Loved it.
You know how they
Loved
got
every second.
cold? They're frost giants. How can they get cold?
I've never seen Loki say he was cold.
He said they were like shivering. He was like, "Yeah, I know he never said it, but like frost giants don't get cold."
Well, he is half a frost giant, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
is he
He's
a whole
not.
frost giant?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Also, they could have just been using it as an excuse.
Just to get close.
Yeah.
That's what I think they did. Yeah.
I mean, I've been shipping them since day one, so I love
Oh
it.
gosh.
I love it. Love that that's not his daughter. Love it. Love
I
it.
I wish they weren't both Lokis, and then it would be less weird to me.
Oh, it's very weird. It's
It's I said it before, but I don't know what to call it because it's not incest because they're different versions of the same person, but it is definitely something in that area.
I mean, it's like when you marry your distant cousin. It's like distant self. A lot of self love. A lot of self. You gotta love that.
Oh Lord.
I just like seeing it. I don't know why. I just like seeing their love manifest.
I just like, even if I wasn't bugged out, if I wasn't like bugged by them being like the same person essentially, I kind of think their relationship would work. I really do like the whole angle where they love each other, and that's part of their development, and it's part of why they are different from other versions of Loki, is that they've found its love with each other. I just wish it was, I think it would work better if it was a much more platonic kind of relationship.
Platonic would have been easier to sell. They kind of forced this love on us, and we just have to accept it.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for love, so I'm gonna fall for it all the way. Marvel, keep it coming, but I understand creatively how it's like, oh, y'all kind of forced this.
What if they set it up like have you guys seen Stranger Things?
Yes, of course.
You know how Steve and the girl, like, they were like setting up that, and then she ended up being gay. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then they become best friends.
I mean, I think the greatest platonic relationship that I've seen in cinema that was ruined by a sequel was, you guys ever seen The Kingsman?
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember what was it, Eggsy and I guess Lancelot at that point?
Yeah.
You guys remember how like they had like such a natural platonic relationship? And then they ruined it in the second movie. Oh my gosh. Why did they do that? Also a Disney movie now, I believe. But why did they do that? Like, why?
Yeah. It was kind of a waste, honestly. But
We still had
yeah.
so much more to develop in them. I thought that's what the second movie was missing, was her. Like
Yeah.
all of her death. It was so unnecessary. Even the dog died. Like they told us the dog would die in the first one, and then they killed the dog in the first seconds of the second one. I mean, Jesus. And then tried to give us 30 minutes of Julianne Moore. I'm a fan of Julianne Moore though, so I'm also a sucker for that. Keep it coming, Disney. And so I guess the last thing we'll touch on, where do you guys think they're going with episode 6, and how you guys feel about Black again?
I feel like King is over there. I think in episode 6 we're gonna get a death, possibly Mobius's death, like actual death.
I feel it. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah,
coming
like
through.
there has to be some kind of like death in it. It's gonna be Mobius.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to figure out because, with the other two Marvel Disney Plus series, you kind of knew going in that this is a one season thing. And we know that Loki isn't just going to be a standalone one season. So I think that makes where the finale is going, a little bit, where episode 6 is going, a little bit more complicated to try and figure out because, it's both the end of the season, but they're planning on doing more afterwards, so it has to leave room for more to happen.
True. But is the second season, like the first season's gonna set up, we said possibly Ant-Man. Second season come in later, like way later after like maybe 3 other movies.
The second season is the movies and the Disney Plus shows are out of sync at this point because of now we're getting Black Widow, but like
Yeah.
so they're out of sync at this point. I think that they'll probably take a break on the Disney Plus shows
Yeah,
and
because
Hawkeye.
yeah, because stuff got complicated when they couldn't start releasing their movies. And timeline wise.
Yeah. So that makes me curious of where season 2 would begin.
Oh, I think we're getting that answer. Hopefully more Sylvie. We love us some Sylvie.
Yeah, I don't think they're planning on ditching her. It would seem they're spending all this they're putting a lot of effort in building up Sylvie and Loki. Not as much Mobius as I thought when I first started watching the series. I thought he was going to be a lot more important.
Yeah, I agree.
Then I kind of wish he was more important than he ended up being.
As kind of like comedic relief, lovable oaf, terrible detective, and now martyr, possibly.
But I think they might do something to leave it open because I think it could be a situation where they're not sure they're going to want him in the next season. But Marvel definitely likes being able to keep the door open.
They do. Even if they put him in that castle and hold him in there behind the smoke monster. I have to give him a simple name that I would know because like last time with the prunes, like I did not know that's what it was called. So now,
yeah,
Smoky. Oh, you want to say sticky pokey thing? The smoky monster man. Or I guess that's not progressive. Smoky monster person. Thanks for watching the Polaris Network on YouTube. For exclusive shows and premium content, subscribe to the Polaris Network on Patreon right now.